while we're on the topic of football, with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, where do you see him even landing? What do you feel like is the best spot for him?
That is a tough question because he's a social media phenomenon. Everybody wants to know. I don't know of any teams that want to pick up the craziness, but they want the arm. Aaron Rodgers could be picked up by anybody. I mean, it threw me off whenever Tom Brady went down south. So I think what would be best for them is, it sounds really strange, but just because Cam Newton went there doesn't mean that the Patriots don't need somebody to pick up and fill in the hole of Tom Brady being gone. So that's one potential landing spot. 1-1-1. I don't like it. But it's potential because the Patriots seem to pick up everybody that they can at all times. The best spot that I think would be for him, though, going to be weird, the Texans. I think the Texans could use him.
The Texans?
The Texans.
Please explain this to me. How are the Texans the best spot for him?
There's nobody else. He could shine like he wants to, wherever he wants to go, and they will pay him whatever dollar amount that he wants.
What is he going to Houston to do, though?
Loyalty. That's what he craves, is loyalty. The Houstons can be loyal to him. I understand the Deshaun Watson the situation. They were not loyal to him. But the Texans realized they made that.
They wouldn't let Deshaun Watson pick. They wouldn't even let Deshaun Watson pick a guy in the draft. And the Bears let Maserati Mitchell Trubisky pick a guy. He picked number 11 that's on the team. I can't think of his name. He picked Anthony Miller. Mm-hmm. Anthony Miller was handpicked by Mitchell Trubisky. And the fact that Deshaun Watson couldn't do it, Patrick Mahomes went out and picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The fact that, and you're saying Aaron Rodgers, they're going to show that level to Aaron Rodgers. And I love Deshaun Watson. He's really freaking good. He's a guy that he can play on any team, even when he was coming out of college. He could have played on any team and still been good. Compared to Patrick Mahomes, I love Mahomes. He makes crazy passes. You put him on any team coming out of college, he's not doing that. You put Lamar Jackson on any other team, he's not doing that. You put Deshaun on any team, including the dysfunctional Jets, he's still doing that. That's how lethal he is.
Poor Jeff.
So, and you're saying Aaron Rodgers is going to go down to Texas just to play football?
My thought, they lost so much fan base, like some truly loyal fan base, whenever they let go of Deshaun Watson. They also just got Mark Ingram. He has a successful running back. I understand that Mark Ingram is actually kind of on the chopping block whenever they got Burkhead and everybody else into the running back position. But my thought, they know they screwed up really bad with Deshaun Watson. They need something to make it up to the fans. And the way that you do that, you get an elite quarterback that can play the position. He's won a Super Bowl, and he's going to want to play. He wants to beat anybody that's out there now because people are saying that he can't. He wants to beat the Patriots. He wants to beat the Packers. He wants to beat everybody. And the best place that could possibly do that, to build a loyal fan base and let the Texans not make the same mistake by letting go of a great quarterback, that's the only place that I can think would make sense. That even has a spot available other than maybe like a Detroit or something like that.
Well, my thing is, one, with the Deshaun Watson thing, I'm pretty sure he's still on the roster, actually. I don't think they actually got rid of him just because they're still trying to figure out what's going on. Everything is still up in the air. The evidence, there's not really hard evidence, and Deshaun is still saying he's innocent. And we just saw with Bill Cosby, they sent him to jail, and then they released him like 2 years later because they're like, all right, we didn't have enough evidence to send him to jail in the first place.
Technicalities will get you.
So when it comes to Deshaun Watson, I think they're gonna think the thing. I think they're thinking the same thing. But Deshaun still wants to get traded no matter what. He doesn't want to be there, but the Texans are holding on to him. So I think
Packers too. Packers doing the same.
Yeah, both quarterbacks are in similar situations. But I feel like with Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he wants to go to Houston, especially the way Deshaun's being treated there. And Deshaun wanted out even before these allegations. Me personally, I think there's only two places he can go that would make sense. Because I think if he were to go to Texans, he'd be like, I'll just stay in Green Bay. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I'm good at playing the code anyways. We were in the NFC Championship last year. I'll stay here before I run the rest of my career. I think Rodgers wants to go to a team that's a Super Bowl contender. And I think there's only two spots. The Niners, like everybody says, only because of how great of a coach Kyle Shanahan is, and they were able to go to the Super Bowl with Pretty Jimmy, and they would have beat Patrick Mahomes if Pretty Jimmy would have completed a simple post route. Or, or if someone would have knocked down the jackpot, that freaking Mahomes threw up the Reek Hill. You have 5 guys around Reek Hill.
Yep.
And Patrick Mahomes throws up a jackpot. Nobody comes in there to slap it down or PI him or nothing. They're just like, he's not going to catch that. Jumps in there. Like,
Yeah.
So the Niners are always going to be in the mix, no matter what, when you have a great quarterback on the chopping block.
Okay.
But the best spot that I love are the Titans. I'm not a Titans fan. I'm not a Titans fan, but that team, that
everybody in Nashville loves Tannehill. They love that kid. That's who they had before.
Mariota.
Exactly.
But they did love Mariota when Mariota came out in the draft. I think with the Titans, they're just hungry for a Super Bowl, and if Tannehill was a better quarterback, I think they would have been in the Super Bowl already, because they made it to the AFC Championship, and they faced Mahomes, and the only reason why they lost because they stacked the box. Everybody in the world is thinking, oh, the Chiefs can't stop the run. They haven't stopped it all year, and when they're like, you know what, the quarterback is Ryan Tannehill. Let's just stack the box. We're gonna go all in, and if Tannehill beats us, we deserve to lose. And what happened? He didn't beat him. So it's like you have 2 instances where quarterbacks could have been the turning point of why Mahomes doesn't have a ring, but both of them let him down. You look at the Titans offense, you look at an A.J. Brown, you look at Julio Jones, a God Henry, a literal God in the backfield at running back.
Yeah.
All right. And you look at that defense, their defense isn't terrible. Yeah. All right. They need to get better on the defensive back side of the ball, but that can easily be fixed when you have a great quarterback because the defense isn't staying on the field as long. So I feel like you have, and plus, you look at the Titans and it's like, do you honestly think Mike Vrabel, who's a proven coach, Mike Vrabel and Tannehill can manage all that talent? Like, it's easy as a quarterback to just throw it to one guy all the time and play action off of a guy at running back and to hand it off to a guy at running back. It's easy. But when you have another elite talent at receiver being Julio Jones, and then you it's like, can they both manage that? Because you're going to take away targets or you're going to take away carries from one of those guys. Julio Jones, I don't think he's going to care that much if they're winning games. But once they start losing games and Julio's not getting touches, he's going to act like Odell. He's going to become a diva. You see at A.J. Brown, he's a young kid, he's a competitor. But if he's losing targets and they're losing games, it's going to be an issue. King Henry's going to say the exact same thing. So you have 3 guys who, they are humble on the outside, but the natural competitor in them, if they're losing games because they're losing targets or carries, they're going to feel some type of way. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers can come in with that Tom Brady mindset like Tom Brady did when he went down to Tampa. We got Mike Evans, we got Kenny Galladay, we got these guys in the backfield, we have an elite offense. I don't care. We'll still win these games. Everybody's going to get their touches. I'll even add Antonio Brown and Rob Gronk to the team. I don't care. I'm going to make it happen. I think Aaron Rodgers can do that. I just don't see Tannehill doing it.
See, the thing I have with Rodgers and going to the Titans is that's going to take away carries from Derrick Henry. If you really want to think about it, he's used to getting a lot of carries a game, and that's where he produces in the second half of games. The second half of games is where Rodgers picks up also. So the less throws that's shown in his career in games, the worse he's been. The more throws he gets is going to take away extra runs. And he's a deep ball guy. He loves throwing that deep ball, especially right off that back foot just to show that he can do it. And there's not really deep threats on the Titans team. Now with Julio Jones, there's potential, but the guy's getting old too. So is he
You're saying A.J. Brown is a deep threat though?
He is, but at the same time, I saw him drop a lot of balls on deep throws whenever it should have been easy catches.
A.J. Brown's also in the second year of his career.
He is young, absolutely. But what's he going to do whenever he gets used to an Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball and then goes back to somebody like Tannehill? That's just not as accurate whenever Aaron Rodgers decides to retire.
Well, I didn't say keep Tannehill. What I'm suggesting is, because the only way the Titans could even get Rodgers, you trade a second round pick, a third round pick, and you give him Brian Tannehill. So that way you have a guy who can start for the Packers, and just in case No Love and Jordan Love can't hack it. Because they have a pretty similar team, being that 1-star receiver and then a runner and then a guy you can hand the ball up to all the time. But I don't, obviously, who is it? Is Richard Rodgers? Obviously, he's not on the same level as God Henry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Tannehill can still play action off of Richard Rodgers. They'll just run the ball more, and I feel like they'll get the same results. 13 and I guess 13-4 record because there's another game. 10-7, 11-6. You're not you. I don't see them skipping a beat. They're not gonna win the Super Bowl. They're not even gonna win the NFC Championship, but they'll make it there. And I feel like you put Rodgers on the Titans. Yeah, Henry's gonna lose carries, but you want him to lose carries simply, and it's just gonna push Henry to be better in the first half of games because you got to look at it like this. The last guy to have that many carries, DeMarco Murray. What happened with the Cowboys? What happened to him? He was terrible after he left the Cowboys because they just ran him into the ground. You see these running backs when they get to X amount of carries and they take all this punishment, for some reason they just can't handle it. And I understand Henry's a bigger guy, but it's not like he's avoiding the contact. Yeah. He's still going right at him.
Absolutely.
So you put all this mileage on him, and then say you want him for next season as well, he's gonna be finished.
Okay.
I feel like bringing in Rodgers is the best move for King Henry himself because it takes away carries from him. That's what he needs. He has to lose carries. He just has to be better at getting the carry. He has to be better when he's getting carries because you don't want him to get a ton of carries just to be running to the ground. Now he's terrible for next year. You got to cut him.
Yeah. And
I think even he would welcome it because he knows the results of playing the position at running back.
Well, what do you feel about a Dolphins or a Redskins for Aaron Rodgers?
I don't like either team simply because the Dolphins is a fairly young team. Devontae Parker just got re-signed. Jakeem Grant is also a fairly young guy. And yeah, they made it far this year with the team they got, but at the same time, I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming in with that CP3 being like, oh, you guys are young guys, I'm still going to take y'all far. Like, no, here Aaron Rodgers is a more, y'all better be on the same page as me or I can't do it.
Yeah.
Just because of how elite he is as a talent, and I don't think he's going to be willing to coach up guys. Compared to if he went to the Titans, everybody knows where they are. Everybody knows what we're playing for. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship. They are legit ready to play in the Super Bowl. Everybody's on the same page. You send him to somebody like the Dolphins or the quote-unquote Redskins, who's he going to throw the ball to with the Redskins? Terrell Pryor, the former Ohio State Buckeye quarterback? I don't even know if he's on the team anymore.
I don't either, to be honest with you.
Is he going to hand the ball off the entire game just because they have a great defensive line or they have Chase Young getting back there? Who's to say Chase Young might not get injured? I mean, knock on wood, he doesn't. But it's just like, there's nothing there from DC.
Yeah.
The Dolphins is a fairly young team. There's only two teams in my mind that can be the best fit. The Niners and the Titans. And I really hope he goes to the Titans because then I'll be a Titans fan.